Hi everyone! Today I'll be showing you guys how to make qhaa which translates to as a like smoked beef pounded with tomato, pepper, and the fresh herbs. So previous video I showed you guys how to make tomato pepper, but today's video is a follow-up video. So today I'll be showing you guys how to not really smoked, but kind of like barbecue beef and kind of dry it up, and then we're gonna ground it and mix it in with fresh herbs and tomatoes and then eat it over rice. This is a classic way of preserving our beef, especially when for like special events or when people offer beef for you during funerals. You guys can take these beef and barbecue it and keep it in the freezer and take that out and dry it up in the oven and grind it up and mix it in pepper or mix it in however way you guys like it and eat it with rice. So today, since I have fresh tomatoes, I'll be showing you guys how to make that and how we like to eat it. So let me know if you guys ever tried this recipe before, and if your mom or your dad ever make this for you guys when you were a kid or nowadays. So let's go make some qhaa. So let's go. Okay, so I have about a 4-pound piece of beef chuck here. We're just gonna cut it into about 5 to 6 pieces, long ways.
Long way, easy to handle.
Yeah, so it'll be a lot faster to dry. Alright, so we're gonna add about a tablespoon of tenderizing salt. And then about a teaspoon of some mushroom seasoning, and just go ahead and mix it. Okay, so this is nicely seasoned. We're going to cover this with some foil. And then we're gonna stick this in the refrigerator overnight, and we'll start smoking it tomorrow. Hi y'all, and good morning everyone. It is the next day, and it's time for us to cook the beef because it's been marinated for about 24 hours now. And I wanted to show you guys the grill that my dad has built over the summer and how we're cooking this beef. So over here I have the grill, and the beef has been cooking for about a good 5 minutes now, but it's supposed to be cooked until like a couple hours, until it's nicely has the smoky aroma, and then we can start cooking the beef. But over here I want to show you guys right here. So we bought hooks here, and we hooked the marinated beef onto the hooks, and then we attached the beef onto like a steel stick here and hung it over the fire and just let it slowly dry out, slowly smoke out, and we'll come back about 1 to 2 hours to check on it, and that's about it. Alright, so the beef here has been drying and smoking and cooking for about 1 hour, and it's ready. We're going to take this out, and then we're going to continue cooking it in the oven just to dry it out, and then we can start cooking it. So the purpose of doing this is just to have that really nice aroma from the charcoal, the wood charcoal. We really like that aroma. And if you guys don't have this whole system here, like how we built this here, you guys can just go ahead and place this on the wire rack and just cook it on there for about, I don't know, like 5 to 8 minutes, just so it has that nice grilled wooden charcoal flavor, and then you guys can take it out. So that works too. But this way, we're just showing you guys how originally my parents did it when they were living in Thailand, minus these equipments that we have here. So yeah, we're gonna take this out, and then we'll continue cooking it in the oven just to dry it out a little bit, because we don't want this to burn here. And then we'll continue with that.
교육한 간호 대해서 강폭고 강에 넣어서 각종 cho freezer để có nó chú cho rồi not lo nó sẽ chịu khổ nó sẽ căng.
Okay, so the beef has been cooking for an hour and it's pretty much done. This is what it looks like. It has a nice smoky flavor to it, and we didn't cook it all the way until it's dry. It should be a little bit more, it should be a little bit moist though in the middle, not fully cooked. Just slowly have that smoky flavor, because the reason why is because we like to keep these in the freezer for whenever we want to use them for soups and stuff. So my mom says you don't want to cook it all the way because you are going to take it out even more and then cook it even more whenever you're going to use it. So just cook it until it has a nice flavor. So we did it for 1 hour. And we can take this, and then if you want to dry it out completely, then yeah, you can cook it even more. But yeah, they look like this, and we are going to go ahead and use these to make the tomato, herb, and beef dish. Let's go ahead and make them. Okay, now we're going to cook the beef even more under maintained temperature. So here I have a baking sheet lined with foil, and I'm going to add in the smoked beef that we did earlier onto that. And we're going to broil this under 400 just until it's slightly dry so that we can actually blend it better. It'll be a lot easier to blend into smaller chunks and shred a little bit better too. So we're gonna lay this here and cook it a little bit more, flip it every 20 minutes or so, and come back and check on them. Alright, stick this in the oven, broil at 400. We'll come back and check on it in 20 minutes or so and flip it over. Okay, so I cooked these under broil 400 for about 35 minutes total. I did 20 on one side, flipped them over, and then did another 15 on the other side, just until it's fully cooked. You don't want them completely dry. We're gonna let this cool, and then we're gonna go ahead and blend it up. All right, so I have another sheet here lined with foil, and while the beef is cooling down, we're going to go ahead and roast the tomatoes. So I'm gonna line and put the tomatoes on the baking sheet here, and I'm gonna throw in a few chili peppers. You guys can do more or less depending on how spicy you guys like it. Just throw it in here. We're gonna let this roast as well, and we're gonna stick this in the oven. So now these beef, I've cut it into smaller pieces. This is just so it's easier to blend up in the blender. So yeah, this is what it should be cut up to. You can do it even smaller to make it easier on you, but I just did it about this chunk. So go ahead, I have a blender here. I'm just going to add half of this mixed beef in here so it's easier to grind up. Do not overfill the blender or else it's just gonna be harder to mix and blend. So I'm gonna add those in there. Just gonna cover it, and I'm just gonna blend this until it's nicely grind and minced up. Okay, so you will have to stir this just so it gets all nicely blended. So I'm gonna stir that up, close this again, and blend again. Okay, so I had to take some out because I put a little bit too much in there, but this is what it should look like when it's done grinding up. Just super fine like that. But yeah, we're gonna pour this into a bowl, and then we'll just continue blending it until all the meat is nicely blended and grind up. All right, pour this in here. So we'll continue with the rest of the meat, and that's about it for the meat grinding. Just gonna add a little bit, not too much this time. Okay, so the beef is nicely grounded. Now I have a mortar and pestle here. We're gonna do the tomato pepper paste. sauce for it. So here are the roasted tomatoes I roasted earlier. I'm gonna set that aside first. But first we're gonna add in some of the roasted chilies here. You guys can add as much as you want. I'm gonna add in some salt and pound that up. Okay, now I'm gonna add in the roasted tomatoes here that we roasted earlier. Add that in there and just smash it until most of the tomatoes are well combined and mixed and popped and smashed up. Okay, I'm gonna leave some whole because I like texture in there. If you guys want, you can make it more finer and smash it up even more. Just be careful because it does splatter on you. Okay, I'm gonna leave that there. Okay, now I'm gonna add in some green onion chopped and also some chopped cilantro in there. You guys can add as much as you want. I'm just gonna add about a cup in of cilantro and a cup of green onions in here. And mix this up as well. You don't have to really smash it, you could just mix it. Basically, this is a tomato pepper, which I showed you guys how to make it earlier, minus the garlic and shallots. But you guys can eat tomato pepper just like this as well. Alright, so that's nice and mixed. Now we're going to add in the minced up, blended up beef here. And we're going to go ahead and add this to the tomato. Alright, so now we can go ahead and mix it up. And at this point, you guys can go ahead and add like more fresh tomatoes in there for different texture, or add other herbs if you guys like, or more pepper, etc. Alright, now I'm going to add in some fish sauce here, just for flavor. If you guys don't want to, you don't have to add it in there. I'm just going to add a little bit. Mix it up. And that's about it. This is what it will look like. Doesn't look the prettiest, but it goes great with sticky rice. Yeah, you guys can taste it and adjust your seasonings, and then we can serve it with the rice. So let's do that. I'm gonna put this back into the bowl here. So delicious. Okay, now we're gonna do the ginger and lemongrass flavor one. So this one's more like a dry smoked beef one. So we're gonna go ahead and have a bowl here, and we're gonna add it in the minced up, grind up beef as well. Okay, so to the beef, I'm gonna add in some minced up ginger and minced up lemongrass. As always, you guys can add as much as you guys want. This is how much my mom likes it. Does a lot. So if you guys want it spicy and very aromatic, go ahead and add this much. But go ahead and narrow it down, or use less if you guys prefer. Add in the lemongrass and ginger. And into this, I'm going to add in some minced up pepper. You guys can add as much as you want for your spice level. And then we are going to add in some cilantro and some green onions as well, minced up, about a cup each. And for seasonings, all we're gonna add is some salt here and fish sauce. Okay, now we can mix. I want some glue. And this is about it, look.
Cá bé tia, muốn nói cho cá, muốn nói cho cá cho hắn máu number one liền. Chỉ mắm blau chén, cho cá tana po sẽ chỉ cá chắp lên.
So when I was younger, I would just grab a bowl of rice and I put the meat on top, and I would just go ahead and mix this in the meat and eat it as it is. Super nostalgic.